is up, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Brad Powers College Football Release Show for week number 12 here at Covers and found on YouTube. For starters, if you're new here, go on and hit that like and subscribe button. 1-1 with the release picks last week. Brad hit on Rutgers. Well, New Mexico came up a bit short in that game against Air Force. Any takeaways from last week before we get on our way?
Well, we are obviously fortunate in the Rutgers game. Now, I thought Rutgers, if you look at the box score, probably was the right side, but we still needed a 4th and 30 miracle touchdown pass. So, I mean, that was one where we're fortunate to win. And then, I mean, New Mexico was really good as far as line value. We got 3 points of line value by the end of the week, but didn't come up. That was not the right side. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, it was tough watching that offense for a bit later than that game on Saturday. Now, let's go over how all this works. It's a simple process for us to get the bet from Brad to you as quickly as possible. I'm going to start by telling you guys what time the game is we are betting. Next, I'll tell you the game that we are betting. Then I'll let you know if it is a side or a total. And finally, I'll reveal the bet. I'll give 10 to 15 seconds for the first few of those sections there. But since these numbers are moving pretty fast, numbers 3 and 4 will be a little quicker together. So we're trying to give you just the best opportunity there to get those numbers in. So we've just got one bet this week. You all set to go, Brad?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay, so the first bet is in the 8 p.m. Eastern time slot. That is the 8 p.m. Eastern time slot. So down a little ways on your betting board for week number 12 here. Give you guys a few seconds to scroll down there. Once again, 8 p.m. Eastern time slot. And the game is rotation number 391392, USC at UCLA. Once again, that's 391392, USC and UCLA. Give you a few more seconds for that there, guys. Highlight that game. Pac-12 matchup. Not quite Pac-12 after dark, but still should be a good matchup. And we are betting a side. We are betting a side in this matchup. And that bet is UCLA 2.5. UCLA plus 2.5. Now, let us know in the chat what number you got and where you got it at. Brad, UCLA plus 2.5, slight dog here. If the Bruins have any hope of returning to a Pac-12 title game, they'll need a win here. What's the thinking taking the points here with the Bruins?
Yeah, let's start off with the number. I made it pick. So, there's a little bit of gap there, even though, the numbers between, 3 and 0 don't mean as much. But still, I think there's some value here for several reasons, to be honest with you. Let's start off with a key injury for USC that I don't think is getting properly priced in the market. Travis Dye, the running back, gets hurt. Significant injury, probably done for the year for him. When you watch USC games this year, I mean, Travis Dye pops. I mean, he is their rushing attack from that running back position. They're not very deep. They got, a Stanford transfer, but I would say that Travis Dye is one of those non-quarterbacks that's probably worth at least a half point, if not a point to a point spread. So that was a downgrade for USC. The other thing that I like here is probably an overreaction to what we just saw last, and that being UCLA losing outright as a 3-touchdown favorite to an Arizona team. Now, certainly you got to downgrade UCLA for that performance, but I think there was probably an instance where they were looking ahead to this game. I mean, classic look-ahead spot for them, thought they could take care of business and didn't. Market overreacted to that performance for UCLA. But yet still we have a UCLA team. Now you look at the general basic statistics on how good you are as a team. Better in yards per game margin than USC. Better in yards per play margin than USC. And on top of it, finally, for me, look at their conference schedules. I mean, there are 5 legitimate top 25 caliber teams in the Pac-12. UCLA's played 3 of them, that being Utah, Oregon, and Washington. They went 2-1 against them. Now, USC's only played 1 on the road against Utah, lost the game. And they avoided Washington. They avoided Oregon, haven't played them. So I don't think USC's strength of schedule is that tough. So add all that up. That's why I'm seeing some value here on the Bruins.
Any concerns I know the Bruins match up pretty well here. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, Zach Charbonnet, obviously. I think Chip Kelly's game plan will be here to try to milk the clock in this situation. But any concerns about that Bruins pass defense that ranks about 104th in the country going up against Caleb Williams in this one?
There, especially if you watched them the last few weeks, especially against Arizona. This is a little bit in the weeds, and it's something I'm going to monitor all week. I don't know if anyone was really staying up late watching that Arizona UCLA game, but the field conditions in the Rose Bowl were not good at all. I mean, they were terrible for what you'd consider to be, California. How can they have field condition problems with weather like that? So you had teams slipping and sliding. So my question is USC's, at least perceived superior athletes on the outside, the Jordan Addisons and Mario Williams of the world, could they be a little bit neutralized because of field conditions? That would actually be a major positive. If this becomes a line of scrimmage type of game, I like both sides of the line of scrimmage at UCLA better than I do USC. So that's something to monitor. But certainly, pass defense leaves a little bit to be desired. And the big reason why the total opened 82.5. But again, because of the field conditions, it's down to 73.5. So I think, again, that plays more into UCLA's hands than it does USC's.
I will say, too, I think this Arizona team is a little bit underrated this year.
Agreed.
They have turned things around a bit this season. So while that obviously is an embarrassing loss, it's not as bad of a loss as it would have been a year or so ago.
And look, Arizona gave USC a full 60-minute game. If you watch that one was nip and tuck for a while. So again, you're right. This isn't the Arizona team and program that we've seen the last 3 years. They're a team that is going to fight down the stretch here for bowl eligibility. So you're right.
So there you have it. That's UCLA plus 2.5. Brad, we're getting 85% of users getting that number. So that's a pretty good number there. Good luck with your bets, guys. That is our only play of the week, but we'll be back later in the week with a bunch of video picks here on YouTube. So make sure to check those out. We'll be back once again next Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern time for another release show. So for now, thanks for joining us. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Good luck with your bets, guys, and cheers.